Good evening. Hello, lovely, lovely people. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining again this Sunday evening. I hope you've had a good week so far. You've managed to let your hair down a bit at the weekend. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining. Very nice to see you. Very nice to have you all. How's it going? What have you been up to? What have you been up to? Good evening. Hi. So what have you been up to? Yeah. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? This is usually something we ask somebody we know. Yeah. We don't ask this from a stranger. Somebody we know. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? So what have you been up to? With me, I've started my Christmas decorations. So far, so good? Good. With me, I've started my decorations. Maybe you can help me. If I want to say I've started something, but it hasn't finished yet, what can I say? What have you been up to? Yes, yes. What have you been up to? Very good. So I want to say I've started something, it's not finished yet. Yeah, I've started something, it's not finished yet. Hi, Rosie. Excuse me. What can I say? Does anybody know? I've started something I haven't finished yet. Yeah. I've been starting. Okay. We usually say this. We can say this about anything. I've started something, but I haven't finished yet. Busy with Christmas shopping. Okay. Same old Sunday rest. Okay. Work in progress, Artefair. Very good. Very good. I've been studying, decorating. Fantastic. Yes. So it's a work in progress. When you've started something, but you haven't finished yet, you say it's a work in progress. Or you've started something and you're not happy with it. You might change some things about it. That's also when we say it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Okay. I started putting my Christmas tree up, but the Christmas tree skirt hasn't arrived yet. Ooh, yeah. If you're having a real tree, yeah, you want a skirt, don't you? Or else all the nettles drop onto the floor and it's a nightmare cleaning them all up, right? Working on it. Very good. Very good. Fiddling with it. Very good. Yeah. So it's a work in progress is what we say about anything. If you've created something and it hasn't finished, or you've created something, you're not happy with it. So even at work, if you've started a report, you've started a project, you've started something and you're not happy with it, you want to say, yeah, I still need to change it a bit, or hasn't finished yet, it's a work in progress. Okay. It's a work in progress. So it's not work in progress, it's a work in progress. I know you're not used to hearing work with a. I know that, but we say it's a work in progress. We do say the here. Okay, lovely, lovely. I've got a few people here online tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I would love to, as I said in the banner, in the story, I'd love to bring some of you up to have a chat with me. If anybody would like to, I won't bite, I promise. It's not anything that you should be worried about. I'd love to have you have a chat with you, see what you've been up to. Yeah, just have a friendly chat. And then we're going to pull out some good English from that as well. Okay, if there's anything I hear that I think, if there's anything I hear, excuse me, that I think, oh, that's good, we can work on that, then we can take a look at that as well. Okay, let me see if I can bring somebody up for some reason. Okay. Waiting. While I'm waiting for somebody to volunteer, someone says me. I think you might need to request to come up, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I can just click on your name and have you come up. I'm not sure. Why is my phone not allowing me to do this? Sorry, guys, my phone is having ideas of its own. It says, nope, I'm not going to let you do that, Layla. This is, oh, I can do that. Let me see if I can go back to the people who go live with this person. Is that going to work? Yeah. Let me see. I froze there for a minute, didn't I? Let me see if that's going to work. These are all the little things. Yep.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, I'm so excited. Hi, how are you?
Yeah. Good evening to you and good morning to me. Sorry for the
That's okay. Where are
yeah.
you? Where are you based? Where are you?
I live in Canada, Vancouver,
Okay. And what time is
and
it
I
over
was
there?
so excited to now it's 10:05 a.m.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, and it was correct about my sentence. My Christmas tree is up, but the skirt is not here yet.
Oh, right. When do you think it's gonna get there? When are you hoping you'll get it?
It's on the way, probably in 2-3 days.
Okay. But your tree looks fantastic. It looks very nice. Good job.
Oh, you like it? Yeah.
Very good. I think that
But you were right. Cleaning it up would be a nightmare.
yeah, absolutely. Firstly, I do want to apologize to people who are watching. Hopefully the screen is clear. The recorded version isn't very clear on my screen, but hopefully what people are seeing is okay. Can I just get your name, please?
My name is Kajal.
Kajol.
Yeah.
That's a lovely name. Where does it come from? I've never heard of that before.
Thank you. I don't know. People say it's a Kurdish name,
Okay.
but yeah,
It's
that
lovely.
means yeah, that's a beautiful name. And my family name is Jian, so the rhyme goes well together. I like it.
Right. Yeah. No, it sounds lovely. I've never heard of that before. It's so unusual and so pretty. Okay,
This is
lovely.
my daughter. Her name is Asema.
Hi. She's gorgeous. How old are you, Simon? 5. Oh, is there a thumb there? 6. Is that right? You're 6 years old. That's a big number, right? Have you written your letter to Santa? Yeah, and you
You did
posted it.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't posted it yet.
You haven't posted it yet. Right. But I'm sure Santa's gonna bring whatever you've asked for. You've been a very good girl, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Lovely. Whereabouts in Canada did you say that you live?
Vancouver.
Wow, I lived in Vancouver for 1 year when I was a teenager. We lived in Vancouver. It's a beautiful place. It really is.
It's the heaven
It
in
is.
the world.
It is. It really is. You actually pay extra tax for the scenery there, don't you? Extra tax because of
Exactly.
is it nature or something that's a little bit of extra tax on top of everything else?
You we're always paying taxes on
Yeah,
top of everything
yeah.
and on top of our salary. The working situation is like so awful because I'm whether preparing to go to work, I'm coming back from work, I'm at work. I'm living for work in here. You don't have time to enjoy the beautiful nature. Basically, yeah, you're only working.
That's a shame, especially when you've got a beautiful daughter like that. You want some time, don't you, to spend with family?
Exactly.
That is a
Exactly.
shame. Yeah. But hopefully things will get better at least, for later on.
So can I ask a real quick question?
Go ahead.
So in here, people think that when you're in Canada or in any foreign country, your English will boost, right? But the point is, immigrating to Canada has increased during the past 4 or 5 years, and all my colleagues are Persian. And with respect, the English level is not that well that I can increase my own English. My question is, with that short and limit time that I have, how can I improve my English? How can I work on it? Is there any ways? Just it's getting so difficult.
It's
I'm
frustrating.
losing
Yeah.
all my hard work and all my bachelor was English translation and my master's in Canada was um, education. But forgetting about all those hard work, I'm losing all I learned.
That is a shame, isn't it? Especially since you put all the hard work into it before. What I can suggest, as a businesswoman, as a woman who's in business, I'm going to say, ooh, take my courses. But to be honest with you, forget courses, forget textbooks, forget these kind of things. Try to increase English speakers in your social circle. If you can do that, which is free, you don't need to spend money on it. I know your colleagues are Farsi speakers, which is great. At least you won't forget your Farsi. That's good. But outside of that, try to, if you can, increase English speakers in your social circle, and that will do absolute wonders very quickly, because then you have to speak in English and you're going to hear native English as well. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm
Yeah, I
sure
tried.
I'm sure you already watch English movies, you watch English programs, you listen to the radio. That's all in English. I'm sure you already do that. But saying as though you're living in an English speaking country, it's such a shame if you don't try to make the most of it, you know, especially since you've put all the hard
Exactly.
work in
That,
before.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's my loss.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call it a loss. It'll all come back to you, I'm sure. But something free of charge is just increase your English speaking friends in your social circle. That's it.
Okay.
That'll do it.
Okay. I should try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely. So the title that I had for tonight's story was just everyday hobbies, everyday life, that kind of thing. So is there something you'd like to share on this live session with everybody?
Everyday hobbies. Using do you mean using the very like specific tense, or it can
No,
be
no, no.
any tense?
I'm not testing anyone's English. It's just to have a chat, and I just
Oh, okay.
wanted to give a topic so we know what we're
Mhm.
talking about. And just as you know, is there anything you'd like to share about yourself? Take me about myself. I obviously work, and I'm a mum, just like yourself. I'm a working mum, and I look forward to the weekends every single week. As soon as the weekend rolls on, by the time I blink, it's over. I don't know if it's the same for you. By the time you obviously see to the house, and you know, especially now with Christmas, you've got Christmas decorations and stuff. You do the house chores and everything. You blink, it's Sunday evening. The weekend. I don't know where the weekend went. I don't know if you feel the same.
Exactly. That's totally the same. Especially, my daughter is young and she goes to different classes on Sundays, which is today. Starting in like an hour, she has three different classes. She goes to swimming class and then ice skating class and then Farsi class. Because with the work schedule, I mentioned it before. Me and my husband are thinking to go back to Iran. All our family say you're silly, but for us it's like, oh my god, it's too much. I'm not the mom of my daughter and I don't see my husband. I just live to go to work. I don't
Mhm.
like this life. So it goes on like a blink, yes, really fast. But my joy of life, we have a time in the evening, we call it family time. So it basically comes with tea. My daughter loves, whenever we say, okay, family time is starting, she says, go make the tea. So we sit together, we watch some Persian movies together, and we chat. That's the loveliest moment in my family. I love it. I live for that moment.
Wow, wow. It's so impressive that you obviously you're a very, very understanding, very open-minded person, but it's lovely that you make time. I'm sure there are times when you'd prefer to either go to bed or you'd prefer to just sit and read or do something for you. But the fact that you're still working and you make an effort to make the time to do this, I'm sure your daughter's going to grow up to really appreciate that. She's going to remember these
Yeah.
moments. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, hopefully.
Definitely. Definitely. These are the things that kids might not articulate. They might not say them, but they'll remember them. So whenever it's tea time, they'll remember, oh, I loved it. You know, my mum would always sit down, would watch something. It just
Yeah.
creates such a nice memory for them. Oh, very good. Very good.
And nothing else works. Only tea.
Oh,
Family time means preparing tea.
okay.
And milk, chocolate milk sometimes.
Chocolate milk, obviously. Obviously, that's nicer, isn't it?
Something like something yummy.
Very
Something yummy.
something yummy.
Syrup
Yeah,
top.
yeah, lovely. Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
It was so nice to get to know you. It was Kajol you mentioned, is that right? Oh,
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. And
thank
thanks
you.
for your recommendation about getting a friend to talk to me.
Yes,
But that's really hard. You know why? Because everyone is working. And
I know,
everyone is
busy
like, I don't
schedules.
have
I'm just
time
gonna
for
turn it
you.
on.
Sorry.
Exactly. Everyone's got life, obviously. Everyone's got their own busy schedules. Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
but I try
important to
my
make
best.
time.
Hopefully next time I'm in your live, I speak better and I feel more confident about my English.
To be honest, there was nothing wrong with your speaking. I can have a conversation with you for hours. I don't notice any mistakes. Your speaking is quite fluent. It's good. So don't
Oh,
I
thank
wouldn't
you
worry
so much.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that warms my heart. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Lovely. Enjoy the rest of
Yeah,
your
enjoy
day.
your evening.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye. Bye,
Take care.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Lovely. Excuse me. That was
How can I
I think
turn it?
you might need to end it if I'm not mistaken.
Mm,
I think.
How is it possible to do that?
Let me
How about
see.
I will go out of the live and then
Oh,
I
I'm
get back.
sorry. I think you might need to end it. Yeah. Okay. It was lovely to talk to you anyway. Very nice. Lovely. Thank you. Wow, what a treat. And I got to say hi to Sky, not Sky, Arsaman as well. There is actually an English name. People name their daughters Sky here as well. Skye at the end. But Sky is a name that we use here for girls as well. Gorgeous name. Very nice name. That was such a treat for me. I got to see one of you, talk to you. Lovely, lovely, very nice. But exactly as our friend was mentioning, it's really important for us to make time, especially when you're a working parent. You know, it's not easy. A lot of the time, we're only human. A lot of the time, we're like, oh, just watch a movie. Oh, just do this, do that. Let me just have some me time. But as a parent, obviously, we have responsibilities, don't we? So it's really nice to see people who are shattered, absolutely exhausted, but they still make time for family time. That is incredible. It really is. Okay, thank you so much for that. Can I get somebody else to come up? I still have time. I'd love to get someone else to come up. And as you can see, it's not scary. You're just going to come up. We're just going to have a friendly chat over whatever it is you want to talk about daily life. We don't want to get too personal, obviously. Yeah, and I'd love to learn a bit about you as well, if that's okay. Anybody? I've got someone who says me. Is that yes? You want to come up? Me? Yeah. So Ziai, if you're okay to come up, let me know, and I'd love to bring you up. Okay. I don't want to bring you up if you haven't volunteered. Excuse me. Okay, just waiting. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Yes, okay, I've got confirmation. With your permission, I'm going to bring you up. It's horrible, isn't it, when you bring somebody up that they didn't ask to be in the live. That is a bit scary for somebody who doesn't want to. Okay, fingers crossed. This is going to work. Lovely.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good
How are
afternoon.
you?
How are you? Lovely to see
Thank you
you.
very much.
Can I
Thank you.
start
Thank
with?
you.
Can I start by asking your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Bahar.
Bahar, what a lovely name. Very nice to have
Thank you very
you. Very nice to
Thank you.
see you. Where
Thank
are
you.
you joining from, please?
London. I'm living in
Okay,
London.
right. So only 3.5 hours drive away. Very good. What's the weather like down there? Down there,
It's
because you're
just
obviously south, aren't
overcast.
you?
It's very overcast and windy and a rainy day as usual.
Is it? Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. You've got the rain. I'm sorry. I think
Yeah, it's
you've got
really
Manchester's
depressing.
rain.
It's really depressing, specifically in this time of the year. It's
Yeah,
really overcasted, cloudy, and rainy, heavy rain, and it's really depressing. But we can get along.
good.
I have been here more than 4 years, but I haven't get used to yet.
No, not yet, not yet. Hopefully that'll come in time. The days are shorter, yeah, and it gets cold and everything. Do you get excited over Christmas? Is it something you like to celebrate, or it's not really your cup of tea?
To be honest, I'm for my twin, because I have twin and two boys. I have they are. I'm happy for them, and I just doing something for them to providing the Christmas tree, and it's just gift for them and like something like that. But to be honest, for me, I'm really scheduled in a hectic lifestyle. Don't let me to be free to do something specifically for the Christmas time. And
Mhm.
apart from that,
Mm.
we are living with ourselves, we don't live with our family parents, and that it's uh, th- we don't have any specific time to get together with the family or something like that. But for the children, yes, I'm happy, specifically for me, that I'm really busy with my job, and I'm living for work. as
Mm.
as Kesha said,
Mm.
I'm not I actually I'm working from home is a good part, but as since that I am a petrophysicist and I have a PhD in petroleum engineering, and I'm working at British Petroleum Company. But now, I have three projects, and I need to run three projects simultaneously. It's really difficult, and sometimes that I'm working from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's very difficult, so I don't have time to celebrate some things. But Christmas, I do my best to make my children happy.
Oh, that's so
But
nice. Oh, good for you. Honestly, good for you. Those are long hours, what you just mentioned, 6 till 8. That's like what, 12, 14 hours, isn't it? Long hours.
yeah, most of the time I don't realize that how the time is flying. You know that, because when I lost to my job most of the time, whatever that in interpreting, evaluating some things, that doing the very, I mean, that horrendous mathematical calculation, and some things that is a stand-up meeting, catch up and stuff. But I wanted to say that despite of the fact that I had a lot of, I mean, the stand-up meeting, catch up with my colleague, my English language has not been improved, and even though it's getting worse step by step. I mean that when I came to this country, my English language, I feel that my English language was better than when I compare my level of English with when I came to this country. It was really better than now, because I would now, because I'm really astonished about that. I don't have time to improve my skill to speak English, and as I mentioned, that despite of the fact that my colleague are, and I cannot say they are native, because depend on the project location, I have a different counterpart, international counterpart. So sometimes I speak with the British people, but sometimes the other country. But I am using from English language. But in the house with my family, I speak Persian. But I'm not confident to speak English at all, specifically front of my colleague. However, that I have been working at BP more than 3 years. But I I wanted to know that how can I improve my language. However, as you mentioned, that everybody is busy scheduled. So what should we do?
That's a very good question. And I know some people have this belief that because my colleague is not a native English speaker, then that's going to affect my English. I know some people have this, and I've heard a lot of people say, I work with people from Arabic countries, Pakistan, maybe India, Asia, it's not helping with my English. I think firstly, the fact that you have to speak in English because they're not Farsi speakers, that's a very good thing. Secondly, I personally think your English will have improved in these 3-4 years. You might not feel it as much. Most probably, when you actually came to the UK, you might have come with English from IELTS, maybe, or English that you studied, in Iran, and you've picked up phrases that we use here that you might not have learned in IELTS. So to be honest, I think you have improved, but you might not feel it as much. You might still make little mistakes, that's okay, but it doesn't stop the listener from understanding what you're saying. And that, I think, is the most important thing. Your colleagues, Their English might not be perfect. I don't know. Their English might not be 100%, but you still understand what they're saying. And because we're not speaking English for a test, we're just speaking English to communicate, that is enough for work situations anyway. But if you do want to improve whatever you have, you want to make it better again, one aspect of it, yeah, courses, this kind of thing. The second one, which is completely free, if you can make the time, is just to increase your social circle with native English speakers. Don't be shocked if you hear native English speakers making mistakes again as well. We do make lots of mistakes, especially with grammar. But that is one thing I can suggest. If you really feel like, you're either jogging in place or you've moved back a few steps, which I don't think you have, but if that's what your gut is telling you, that's one way of improving. Yes, to just communicate more with native English speakers if you can make the time.
Yeah, thank you for your great suggestion. But you know that if I can find it, the hectic lifestyle doesn't let
Yeah,
us
yeah.
to find me. I mean, that this increase our circle. I mean, that is British friend circle. So I mean that I have acquainted colleague. I mean that to connect with them, to communicate with them I mean that I go to the office once a week or maximum twice a week. So during when I'm in the office, there is no any opportunity to communicate with them, just for the sake of it, just cup of tea, cup of coffee at the evening or something like that. However, I do my best to communicate with them, but our atmosphere, I mean that this job atmosphere is very serious and is not friendly, and we cannot make a friend with each other, make a friend relationship with each other. But after 3 years, even though I maybe acquainted with somebody, no more. And even though, but I do my best, but if work lets me, to be honest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
But it doesn't matter for me to pay money for getting Twitter, because of it's very important for me. I most of the time I'm thinking that it's a key way in order to be progress, not only in my life but also for the communication in the society or etc. I really need it. It's very critical for me to learn more English language, and I think that in this way, I just my ability to speak English is going to decrease, and I don't like it, to be honest.
if you don't mind me asking, I don't want to ask personal questions about your kids, but just in general, do your kids go to English-speaking schools?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are going to the English, and they can speak very fluent and like native, but they don't have any motivation to speak English at home.
Ah.
All the time I'm struggling with them.
Mm.
Please speak English with, at least, because twin, and when they are working or playing with each other, most of the time they speak English with each other. But for my husband and I, no, they don't speak. They don't have any motivation to speak English. They want to speak Persian. I don't know why, but
Mm.
it's very. So I cannot force them, but all the time we're discussing about that. We're arguing. Please speak.
Excuse
God
me.
bless you. No problem.
Thank you.
But they don't have any motivation. I think I know that one of the best way to speak English with them, it could be improving way.
Mhm.
But
I'm just trying to think if, for example, if your kids really like storybooks, if your kids really like, something that they really like, it might be an idea to say, for example, if you talk to me 5 times in English in one day, and we do this over 1 week, at the end of this week, for example, I'll take you to the bookshop and you can buy your own storybook. Something like this, possibly, just to get them, just to encourage them. So there's a reward in it for them, would
they
be a
are
good reward.
studying. They are reading the storybook every single day, and my husband force them to read for every single day 40 pages of each books,
Mhm,
and they're
mhm.
doing that currently, and they just give us this this explain in return, they explain summary of this 40 pages at the end of each day,
Mhm.
explaining for them.
Very
Yeah,
good. Very good.
try it.
That's good if they explain it to you, and then if you explain it back to them what you understood or what you remember. Something like this, maybe. I don't know. But yes, I understand. I mean, if you go to the gym, that's one way of just speaking in English. If there's a specific supermarket you visit a lot, it's very easy to just connect with somebody there, every single time you go, which is what I do. Just these little things can help. They give you a little bit of confidence. And then if you can just
Yeah, my
make a
problem
little
is
bit of time.
confidence. Yeah, exactly. My problem is confidence.
Mm,
Exactly.
mm.
Or whenever that you have adequate confidence, you can speak fluent. And in comparison, where you don't, you lose your mind confidence. And that, yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
But you, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for
And
coming up and
very much.
joining. Thank you. It was
Thank you
lovely
very
to
much.
meet you. Take care.
Thank you.
Have
Thank,
enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
thank you very much. Bye bye.
Lovely. Bye-bye. Excuse me. Okay, lovely, lovely. I've just gone past 6:30. I will get one more, if that's okay. Just one more person I'd love to have. And then we'll call it a night. Yeah, or we'll call it a day. I've just the idiom is we'll call it a day, but because it's nighttime, I've just twisted it just as a bit of humor. We'll call it a night. But the correct idiom is we call it a day. Okay. While I'm waiting for someone to, volunteer to come up, I don't know if you've seen, but on Instagram, there are some pages where teachers go on and they start picking mistakes with other teachers' pages. Okay, I've seen this happen with English speaking teachers as well. And isn't it? It's just, I don't know. It's very confusing for the students, obviously, I'm sure. If the students hear that this teacher is saying one thing, that teacher is saying something else, and then one of them is saying the other teacher is making a mistake, students must be so confused. I get what they're trying to say, but in the process, they're belittling the other teacher. There are English speaking teachers that do this in the UK. And yeah, it's just such an ugly thing, I think, that you see on Instagram. It's such a shame that this is one of the ways that some teachers think they can get views, and get a bit of attention. I don't know. Such a shame. Such a shame. My belief, because I've had people who've actually messaged me in the DM saying, Layla, why don't you correct this person in your live or in the lesson or whatever? Why don't you correct this person? My philosophy, if I'm teaching you, obviously online, that's different. We've got the Word document, I'm typing the mistakes, and then I work with you that way. But if it's a live, I'm not going to stop you in the middle of your speaking flow in front of everybody to say, oh, this was wrong. No, you shouldn't say this. That is terrible, isn't it? So no, I'm not going to stop you in the middle of your speaking, because to me, it's more important of what you say, not necessarily your grammar, your pronunciation was wrong. That was the wrong idiom. You should have added a preposition. It's not an exam. It's just me to try and understand what you're trying to say to me, what you're trying to ask me. And that's enough for me. Okay, right. There was one I saw. Okay, let's have this person. Do I have Mary Ava? Is that right? An 8-year-old who'd like to have a chat? Yeah. I haven't spoke to 8-year-old people, little people, in a long time. Let's see if this person will come up. Yes. I'm going to try one more time. If you're there, somebody by the name of Mary Ava 1396 says, my 8-year-old daughter wants to speak with you. I don't want to say no to an 8-year-old. So are you there at all? If you are, do come up. If not, then what's the best time for correction? That's a good question, Amir. As a teacher, this is my philosophy. Every teacher has their own philosophy. I have seen teachers where the student is talking, smack in the middle of the sentence, the teacher shouts the correct answer. Firstly, that creates a fear. I think it would do that with me. It creates a fear of speaking, right? If I'm in the middle of speaking, I'm worried that in the middle of my speaking, the teacher's going to shout the correct version to me. So that's going to stop me from speaking. I think that's completely incorrect, in my opinion. I'm not judging other teachers. For me, and when I teach, I always have my Word document open in the middle of the student speaking. Very quietly, I just take notes. The student can see this, but I usually ask them not to pay attention. Once the speaking has finished, then we go back and I ask the student, this is what I heard. What do you think, the correct version of this is? Where do you think there might be a mistake here? How can we improve this a bit? And I only bring up really, really important points. I'm not going to be nitpicking about every single preposition, because then that turns into a lesson from hell. If every single thing the student says, I'm going to start correcting, that's not a lesson. That is torture, right? In time, the corrections will correct them. The corrections will be made. But my philosophy is, yes, you do not interrupt somebody in the middle of their speaking. You let them get it all out. You've got all the mistakes written down. When it's finished, together one by one, you go through it, not in a way that, oh, this was wrong, you should be embarrassed. And not at all, not at all. Yes. Making mistakes are part of learning, Farshid. Absolutely. Absolutely. You really think I didn't make mistakes when I was learning? I still make mistakes when I'm speaking Farsi, honestly. Me workout, don't you think that's a bit rude? Yeah, maybe. Everybody has their own opinion. This is my opinion. This is my philosophy. Other teachers might disagree with me. That's absolutely fine. Everyone's got their own opinion. But personally speaking, that's the way I think. Because I put myself in the student's shoes. I don't think this person is coming up, are they? I put myself in the student's shoes. And I think to myself, if I'm going to speak Farsi, and I'm still trying to learn, and sometimes in Farsi, I still get these collocations wrong. For example, kar, kardam, kar, no, not kar. For example, between should, kard, hast, these kind of things. Sometimes I really get stuck. Which one do I use? The collocation that you use, the right verb that you're supposed to use. Sometimes I get stuck. And I know I've made a mistake, but I'm so grateful that whoever is listening to me isn't cutting me off to correct me. They let me say what I need to say. At the end of it, they say, oh, by the way, Layla, what you just said, this is how we say it in Farsi. Thank you. Learned, right? That's what I mean. Respected, I watch some series at the same time. I try to relate those phrases into my real life. Yeah, I forget all of them. Yeah, just watching something once and then practicing it once. We might get 20% of that. I think a bit more practice might be needed, possibly. I don't know. Everybody is the best judge of themselves, aren't they? Layla John, you have a great soul. God bless you and your lovely family. Thank you so much. Thank you. Same to you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I have actually received DMs from students, some of them saying, why don't you correct us? That's your job. You're a teacher. Yeah, I'm never going to stop you mid-flow. So if you're not happy with my way of teaching, it was lovely to have you, but there's the door. Bye. I'm not going to change my way of teaching because I've actually seen what it does to people's confidence. And I had a series of lessons, 8 lessons I had, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago for my Black Friday event. Every night for 8 nights, students would come onto my Zoom. This was for another Instagram page. And in the middle of that, it was one very respectful gentleman who said, one of the problems we have learning English in our country, in Iran, he said, we have this fear of speaking because every time we started speaking, in the middle of it, the teacher would jump in and correct us. Not only, I think, does that really affect the confidence, I think it plays with your train of thought as well. If someone keeps jumping in to interrupt, you're going to forget what you wanted to say, I think. And the important thing is, are we correcting the person purely for grammar? Is this person going to go and sit a grammar test? Or are we correcting this person for everyday speaking? Because when you're out on the street and you speak English, people don't really listen to your grammar. Oh, 3 mistakes there. Nobody does that, right? Please, dear Layla, it wasn't a mid. No, not at all. It was an answer. No, that's fine. Respected teacher, the best way to get everything right in movie and remember them. That's absolutely fine. That is your opinion. Yes, absolutely. Everyone has their own opinion. I don't want to miss it. Okay. Please speak slowly. Sorry. I'll try to speak slower next time. Okay. Yes, the last person didn't come up. I'm sorry. I missed you. That lovely 8-year-old girl. I really wanted to have a chat with her, especially when we're getting close to Christmas, but it wasn't meant to be. Sorry about that. Do you have a daughter who speaks Farsi, English, and German? She was only 3 months. When she came to Germany, German language is prevailing. When would be the right time to focus? Focus what? For me, I think anytime. Well, I mean, I'm not a child psychologist. I'm not a developmental psychologist or a linguist or anything. Personally speaking, I think the younger the children are, the easier it is for them to learn, the quicker it is that they pick things up, if it's done in the right way. I wouldn't be worried about starting when they're young, because that's when they absorb it like a sponge, don't they? So I don't know when the right time is. For my kids, when I wanted to teach them something, it was from very young. This is a problem with some people, isn't it? When are they supposed to be corrected then? So when I correct, listen, okay, this is my way of teaching, and I respect your opinion. It would be very nice if you respected other people's opinions. Okay, that's how conversations happen, right? The way I teach is that I do not stop a student mid-flow, because I'm not focusing on just grammar, just idiom, just pronunciation. I'm looking at it as a whole. And when I teach on Zoom, I've got my Word document open as well on the screen. I can see it, I'm sharing it, my student can see it. And when I hear a mistake, I'm not going to ignore it. It's my job to correct it, right? But I'm not going to stop the student in the middle of their speaking. I think it's very rude to do that. In the UK, it's very rude. In a different country, I don't know. In the UK, it's very rude to stop somebody in the middle of their speaking and correct them, right? So we don't do that. I write the mistake. When when that person's speaking has finished, obviously, I will respond to what they said. We still talk about the topic and everything. Once that's done, then we go to the mistakes right at the end. And the reason why I do this is, firstly, I don't want to distract the student. I want the student to complete what they want to say. I don't want to give them this fear that if you make a mistake, oh, Layla's going to stop you. No, that's not going to happen. I want them to feel comfortable talking. And thirdly, once that's out of the way, when we go through the mistakes together, there's a lot I've found it really works well with students. They've got their speaking out of the way. Now they are happy to go through the sentences one by one, instead of one mistake there, one mistake there, no, we bring it all together. And then we go through them together. Instead of me just shouting the correct version, I get the student to help me. What do you think is wrong here? How do you think we can make this a bit better? So that's how I correct it. Okay. It will be destroyed the confidence. I think it does. Okay. Very good. What's the best way to get phrases in films? Best way to get phrases in films. Watch a film. Make sure you know what they're saying. If you're not sure, put the subtitles on. Every time you come up with something you don't know that's new, if you can pause, write it down. Learning English isn't easy. It needs writing, it needs reading, it needs repetition, it needs reviewing, it needs mistakes, it needs corrections, it needs a lot. So write it down for yourself, make sure you know what it means, learn how it's been used, use it multiple times, and then carry on. I reckon if you want to start something, you've got to take at least one tiny step towards it. Otherwise, you'll never actually get it done. Absolutely. What I said was aim to someone who's, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you. Nice and practical. Lovely. Thank you, Shaya84.art. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Okay, so I've taken up enough of your time. I'm going to end this live session as we are here. Thank you so much again for joining me. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all your opinions. I really respect that. And I understand what I said about my method of teaching might be a bit new, might be a bit controversial for some people. That's okay. We're not supposed to all do the same thing, are we? But yes, if there are any questions, do let me know in the DM. May I kindly, excuse me, may I kindly ask, how did you improve your speaking skills? My Farsi speaking, how did I improve my Farsi speaking? Making lots of mistakes, hanging around lots and lots of Farsi speakers. My mum is British, as you know, and me and my mum, we learnt Farsi together, basically. Before my dad went to work every morning, he would give me Ketove Kela Saval. I was obviously living in the UK. He'd get that from the embassy. He got it from the embassy one year, and every day in the morning before he went to work, he would teach me one lesson. And when you're a kid, you pick it up very quickly. In 5 minutes, he would teach me the lesson. He would read it maybe twice, and I would get it. Then he'd go to work, and as he was leaving the house, he'd say, "Okay, Layla, whatever you've learned, I want you now to teach your mum." Obviously, my mum was sitting with me when my dad was teaching, so she got it. But this was a way, if you have to teach someone, it means you have to learn it so well that you're able to teach it. So that's the technique that my dad used. Bless him, it was such a good technique. That's how I improved. Hanging around my mum a lot didn't help with my Farsi. I love my mom, obviously, I worship my mum, but it didn't help my Farsi skills. So I had to hang around Farsi speakers, and that's what helped. Your live is awesome as usual. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, lovely. I will just quickly check the date for next Sunday. We're getting close to Christmas, aren't we? So next, excuse me, Sunday is 14th of December. I will still have a live then. And then for the next 3 weeks, that's 21st, 28th, and 4th, those 3 weeks I will not be here because obviously those are the holidays. Dear, I'm learning British accent. Can you please recommend me a British series which you think it's good? British series. Depending on your level of English, Sherlock Holmes is great. It's got a nice London accent, but it's quite fast. If you want something that's a little bit maybe calmer, The King's Speech, that's really good. Easy accent to remember, to pick up. I wish I could speak English like you. Thank you. Lovely. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you next week, Sunday 14th, and then we'll not see each other for 3 weeks, and then I'll be back again on Sunday the 11th. Okay? Thank you very much. Good night.